So, good afternoon, good evening, and good morning. That was the one I missed out. Whenever you are watching this, whether you're watching, joining me live, or whether you are on the replay. So, today we are talking about and we are discussing what posts to create for social media. Now, what I'm going to say to you ladies is if there is anything in particular you want me to cover, then please pop it in the chat box. And if I don't see it, Michelle will shout it out to me. Okay, because I seem to think that the question was, I need help knowing what to post on social media. Okay, now this, when I was planning this yesterday, there was I was going on and on and on. I'm thinking, crikey, this is a big topic. However, what I'm gonna attempt to do is to cut through the chase and just get to the nugget, because I have a feeling it's the nugget bits that you really want and really need right now. Is look, how do I create a post tomorrow or later on after we finish this call if you want to stay up later. So what you need to think about is, who are you talking to? We always need to think about who you are talking to, which is why if you do coaching sessions with me, we will usually do at some point along the way an avatar, as in your ideal client. So who are you talking to? It might be Doris, Doris, most of you will know about Doris. Doris, it could be Doris, it could be Bob, it could be somebody else, it could be Doris's granddaughter who's about, I don't know, 13, 14, 15, and struggling with being a teenager. It could be somebody else. It could be something else. So think about who you are aiming this message for. And it may just be that you're aiming a general message, not a message to Doris. But when you're creating something, it often helps if you are thinking about a particular person at the time, or a particular type of person, because then you can talk to that person, and it helps. It kind of really does help if you can get that into your head. And I know it sounds a bit, oh my God, she needs a straitjacket. Because sometimes it might be that you sort of stand there and you say, well, how are you doing today, Doris? Oh, you're not feeling so well. And you kind of act it out a little bit. Now, you don't have to do that. I'm just saying you may do that sometimes, because if you get stuck, it may help you to get going in that process, knowing who you're talking to. Oh, right, life's a bit rubbish, is it? What's a bit rubbish now then, Doris? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. You've I don't know, your friend's not speaking to you. Oh, right, okay. So do you need a bit of help in understanding all of that? Oh, right, you do. So what is it you're feeling? So all I'm saying is, by talking it out loud, it helps you to get things not off your chest. That's not the right thing, but it helps you to get it out of your head, what you probably actually need to say. Does that make sense to everybody? I'm really hoping it does. So, when you know who you are talking to, you also need to then know what message it is that you want to say. What do you want to get across? What do you want to get over? Do you want to talk to Doris about weight loss? Do you want to talk to Doris about fear of flying? Do you want to talk about a dental phobia? Do you want to talk about relationships? That's very high at the moment. I'm doing an awful lot of work at the moment on relationships in one form or another. So it may be that you want to talk about relationships and how to, I don't know, communicate better with each other. Maybe you want to talk about menopause. Maybe you want to talk about, I'm trying to think of something else, and usually you can rattle it off just like that. Maybe it's something like, I don't know, off the left field, past life regression. Whatever it is, you need to know what it is that you want to talk about, and you want to know what your message is going to say. So maybe you want to, maybe you've got this great offer for this next week or for this next 2 weeks, and you want to just get it out there. Okay, so if you're doing an offer, you need to think about what it is you want to tell people about the offer that's going to encourage them to purchase, if it's that kind of a message. It could be that it's a general thing and you want to just give some information on fear of flying or fears, because you are planning on, let's say next week, putting an offer out to do with fears. So maybe you will be sending out several messages about fears, building up to doing another one on a, well, if you've booked your holiday and found you can't get on the plane, come and see me. I've got a special offer. I can help you get on that plane, have a fantastic holiday, blah, 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 blah. Does that make sense? It depends what it is that your intention is to do with it, whether it's just a general thing to allow people to get to know you, because all of this, and I'm sure, fingers crossed, Michelle will agree with me, this is about building up that know, like, and trust. You will not get anywhere if people don't feel that they know, like, or trust you. Okay, this is why sometimes I will post, I'm going to call them semi-personal things, because the deeply personal stuff I don't post. I post a lot of family stuff. So the post that you may have seen today about this event this evening had a lovely picture on it of my husband and myself at Downton Abbey. That's about 40 minutes down the road from me, by the way, just saying. I put it there. It has nothing to do with what the topic of the actual post was about, but it was a nice, cheerful picture. So when you put a picture with something, it doesn't necessarily have to relate to the topic. Okay? But it needs to be something that will catch people's eyes. People are predisposed to faces, by the way. We all know this, but it's something we forget. When you're scrolling through and they see faces, especially smiley faces, you're more likely to catch your eye. Okay? It could be something funny. It could be somebody else's post that has come across your desk. Now, a lot of people tend to ask if they can post it, if they can share it. Most people don't. Most people just share. But there's nothing to stop you from sharing somebody else's post and putting a comment above it. Quotes are quite good as well. Often people will put up quotes. These are all different things that you can post, use as a post on social media. Things like quizzes. You don't see them so much nowadays, do you, Michelle? You used to see a few years ago, you used to get I loved them actually. I was quite addicted to them, I have to say. You used to get they come across your feed. Find out what kind of ancient woman you were. Oh yeah, great. Let's have a go at that. And then there'll be another one. If you were an animal, find out what kind of animal you would have been. Oh yeah, I'll do that. All kinds of little things like that. You don't seem to see them so much now, but they were great for engagement. Those sorts of quizzes and things. You know, it may be that you can have a look and see if you can find some somewhere. I'm not sure where they are, but they seem to afford, there seem to be loads of them, because I used to spend ages doing them. Oh dear, what kind of island would suit you best? Oh, let me find out. You know, it's all those sorts of weird things that were actually very entertaining. very distracting and very entertaining, but it still engages people. The name of the game for social media is to engage people. Also is to let them to get to know you. I had somebody, in fact, it was a few weeks ago actually, contact me to say, Helen, I need to do some sessions with you on stress. I said, great, let's have a chat. We had a chat. And when she first started speaking to me, I thought, she knows me. I don't know you. I'm sure I don't know you. I'm sure you're not a past client. And she said, oh, no, I've been following you for a long time on social media, Helen. That's why she felt she knew me, because she'd been following me for a long time. Book the sessions, because by sharing a little bit of me, then people get to, do you know what, I really don't like you. Or, yeah, I do like you, actually. Yeah, you're quite all right, actually. I quite like you. Yeah, I'll just watch a bit more, just get to know you a bit more. When they feel comfortable, then they will get in touch one way or another. So in some respects, social media can be very much like networking, a slow burn. Equally, it can be the other way around. It can be something really quick. It just depends what it is that you want out of it. So you need to know what it is that you want out of the posts that you are doing. Are you promoting something? Are you just allowing people to get to know you? Now, Michelle and I do, well, only Michelle, does a lot of these posts for me, and a lot of them are keeping people engaged and allowing people to get to know me. So when Doris decides she wants to sort out her stress issues, she just picked up the phone and went, oh, Helen, can I book in with you, please? And I'm like, that, hang on a minute, we've missed a few steps here, because my brain is still thinking, you don't know me, I don't know you. That's not always the case, okay? But whatever you put out, it needs to be engaging. You can do polls as well. They are quite good. People do quite like to do a poll. You can do those, ask a question. But if you're going to ask a question, you need to know why you're asking that question and what you are leading to or going to do with that information. So it might be your question would maybe, I don't know, menopause is an easy one. Let's pick on that one. So, which is the most intrusive or invasive or annoying menopause symptom that you are struggling with? And you can list about 4 or 5. And the one people comment on the most, or the top 2 or 3, are the ones you start posting about. Those are the ones that you then can take forward and start offering sessions for. Well, I can do sessions for this, blah, blah, blah. This is how I've helped somebody. Because if you are going to sell, it doesn't necessarily need to be a hard sell. It could be as simple as almost like a testimonial, or if you have got a testimonial, use those. They are very good too. We forgot about those ones. So it could be, just had this lovely testimonial from Doris, who's managed to cut out 20 of her 23 hot flushes a day that she was experiencing. And the last 3 are not happening necessarily every day, but they are more, you know, a lot cooler than what they were, blah, blah, blah. So you tell a little bit of the story. So that is almost selling. It's what I would call a very soft sell, because you're telling a story, but you're also telling people that this is what you've done. Does that make sense? So if you have a testimonial from someone, and it doesn't have to be recent, it can be from quite a while ago, there's nothing to stop you from copying that testimonial or taking a snapshot on your computer or on your phone of Google. If you've got a Google one, take a snapshot off your phone and then use that on your social media post, because it looks authentic, and it is authentic. If you create a nice, beautiful little thing on Canva, copy and paste it on, yes, it's authentic, but it doesn't necessarily look quite as authentic as it being like a snapshot of it off your phone. Do you see what I mean? When people can see Google reviews and the little bits around the edge that make it look kind of messy, but it also shows you that actually it's a real one. It's not one made up, because we have to be careful with that, because there are so many people out there now that are, how can I put that, Michelle? So not making it up. It's very difficult to say how much is true and authentic. So the more we can make things, the more we can show authenticity, the better. Okay. So it could be that you decide that you are going to do, I mean, when Michelle and I planned stuff out, we plan allegedly for two to 4 weeks. We talk about what we're going to talk about this next month, and then there are other things that come up, so we add other things in too. So we'll have a topic for the month. So for this month and probably next month, at the moment it's all about the menopause training, because that's coming up for me. There are other things coming in there too, but that's what's mainly our main focus.
It could also be what's trending at the moment as well.
Yes.
So a lot of it is keep a check on Google and check out what's trending. Sometimes now that it's what is it, school test exams, things like that. So students anxious, can't focus, getting worried, stuff like that. So I was watching on for trending again, summer holidays, flying, things like that. So I was thinking about what's on trend at the time.
And it is also thinking about what time of year it is, because different things will trend at different times of year. So Michelle is absolutely right. We are right slap bang in the middle of fear of flying season right now. I think I've got about 3, maybe 4 on at the moment for that. And as Michelle quite rightly pointed out, we are entering into school exam season. So if you are working with children on exam stress, or adults, it's not always children, on exam stress, now is the time you need to be talking about it. And if you've already got some testimonials and you've already worked with children or other people on exam stress, now is the time to create a story about that, or use a testimonial. Did you know? This is another thing you can add, you can post. Did you know? Did you know if you are stressed, it makes it very difficult for you to retrieve information, which is why a lot of people have problems retrieving information when they sit down in an exam that they know, but they can't get it. I help people to go into that exam relaxed. Do you see how you can make something very simple into a post? It doesn't have to be a post, it can be a post. Also think about, we are heading towards the summer season, so weight loss is another good one. It is very topical at the moment with the skinny jab. I'm gonna have to stop calling it that.
No side effects there, is there?
Yeah. The osmopic, I struggle to say this, osmopic, the skinny jab. There are a lot of people talking about that. That's the one. Oh, so close. But there are a lot of people talking about that at the moment. So talk about hypnosis to do with weight loss. What you've got to remember, and I've said this to other people that recently, like yourselves, I said, oh yeah, but everybody's interested in the actual jab. That's fine. You can market to them in a different way. So your posts can be around the view of the skinny jab will help your body. You can mention all the side effects, and they're quite horrendous, but it doesn't help your mind. You need that mindset change for the weight to come off and stay off. So that's the slant you can take on it. Flip it around to, you may have lost the weight, but have you actually sorted it out in your mind? Do you see how you can change different things? So one of the other things that you can do, and I haven't done this for a long time actually, but I do like them, is you can post optical illusions. So there's a picture of a tree. How many faces can you see in that tree? You will get loads of engagement on those kinds of posts. The more engagement you get, the further social media across the board will allow it to go, especially Facebook. So you don't have to be completely serious all the time. You can map it out as to what you are doing if you want to. Maybe on a Monday you do something cheerful. On a Friday you have a joke for the weekend or something, and then you do something in between. You have a little bit of education. Did you know this? Have you seen this, this, and this? Here's an article. You can do all of those things, can be posts. And make sure you take your phone with you whenever you go out. I know you do anyway, but look at things from a different point of view. Look at it as, oh, that might make a nice picture, and take a photo, because the photos that you take work better on social media than the stock images most of the time. So if you create a post, you've taken a picture. I've done this one years ago, a few years back now. I took where was I? Oh, I know where I was. I decided one summer, it was a few summers ago now, that I was going to go and have my lunch in the local park. There's a park across the road from me. So I took my lunch, took my photo, and I sat there and I took a picture, sat on the thing with a smiley face eating my lunch. All right. And all I did was I shoved it into Canva and I wrote across the top, because I can. And I put that on social media, because self-employed, and a little bit of blurb, because I work for myself, I can have my lunch out because I can. Off you go. And then there's another one I did, another park, where I took a photo. This is my office today. They're very simple, but it allows people in a little bit. And it becomes engaging, because people go, oh, that's quite a pretty place. That's near where you live then, is it? It must be. So they get to know a little bit more about you. Again, building up that know, like, and trust. And then you start to get followers and more followers, all those sorts of things. You can put educational stuff in, and a lot of people do nothing but educational stuff. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying it's right. If that is you, then there's nothing wrong with that. It's not necessarily me all the time. I like to have a variety of different things. That is just me. If you are doing anything, if you're giving a talk, post about that, because it tells people that you are engaging in community stuff. And you never know, it might get you another talk somewhere else. So for instance, Debbie, you did, I think it was last year, it might even have been the year before, you did quite a few talks in your area. They would make really good posts. So you take a photo just before you start on the stage or wherever it is you're talking, ready for my talk, and send it out. You don't have to do it there and then. You can do it the following day. So this was my talk, had a great evening at such and such a place. Lots of people came, lots of funny laughter, blah, 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 etc., etc., etc. Because it tells people a little bit about the things that you're doing. So am I right in thinking sometimes you don't know what to actually write on a post?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So writing on a post could be a lot, or it can be a little, and anywhere in between. Okay, but that is going to depend on what it is that you want to talk about. It's going to depend on what picture you've got, but possibly not. So for instance, if you're thinking, well, I've not posted for at least a week, what am I going to do? Lovely sunset tonight. Great stuff. That can be it. Picture of the sunset you've just taken. I do a more sunrise one. Every now and again, I'll do a sunrise one. I'll take a photo with my phone, and I'll just stick it on Facebook. Good morning, beautiful sunrise, or something along those lines. It's only a few words, so they don't have to be long. If you want to do something more educational, think about what it is that you want to get across to people. What topic? If you've decided that for the rest of March, for the next week and a bit, you are talking about the fear of flying, maybe you find out some statistics. Did you know that hypnosis is, I'm guessing here, I don't know for sure because I've not looked this one up, but it's an example. Did you know hypnosis is 70% more successful than other holistic therapies at helping you to get on your holiday and overcome your fear? Okay. Here's another one. The most popular destination I have helped people to overcome their fear of flying to get to is Australia. And it is actually, to be fair. Australia closely followed by America. Yeah, it is. It's because it's a long I didn't quite catch that. The algorithms you were talking about, didn't you, Jeanette? But
I just message it, but you're saying if you can't think of what to write, just so about the sun, whatever it is it because it's better to post something so that the algorithm sees you posting and then will
yes,
push you along
yes,
rather
it is
than
better.
just not posting, as it
Yes,
were?
it's better to put something up regularly
Yeah,
than sporadically,
yeah,
because people will go, oh, I've forgotten all about her now. She's not bothered.
yeah,
And I think it's got to be things that are in line with you. Now, those people that know me really well know I do love a sunset, especially, and I do love a sunrise, which is why I put those pictures up. Now, if they don't float your boat, then don't put them up. Find something else. Maybe you take some pictures of the birds. I used to put pictures of Molly up when Molly was alive, bless her. Molly even had her own Facebook page in the end, because I got people kept asking me so much about, oh, where's Molly today? So I did a Facebook page for her. And I used to put pictures up there, especially when she'd been to the groomers. I used to take no end of pictures at the groomers. And me and the groomer used to share them. She used to put them on her Facebook page. I used to put them on Molly's. When she'd been to the vet, I used to put it on there. And, and I used to get the vet commenting on it and all sorts of things. But it was things that fed through to me as well, because I used to put some of them on my own page as well, because it is something that's to do with me. Yes, of course you can ask a question. I'm not sure if I can answer the algorithms, but ask away, Vicky.
Okay, so do you hashtag, or how do you get into that whole spiral? So initially when you start your page, you ask your friends to like you. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And then share. And then to initiate it, do you ever start like, I don't know, a draw or something to get somebody interested?
Is this a business page?
Yes. Well,
Right.
yes and no. Like I have both, and I find a lot more traffic on my regular page than I do on my business page. So how do
Right.
I
So
get my traffic over to the business page?
By asking them to follow it.
You ask all of your people
Ask
to follow
all
it?
your followers, all your
Mm.
friends and followers, connections, just ask them to follow, help you grow your business by following your page. Help and share by following your page, and ask them to also share it with their connections. Just send a
Perfect.
personal note, trying to bring my page up. Please help by following and sharing it.
Now, do you send that out like as a like I know it's personal, but do you do it to all of your people? Can you like get everybody to do it, or do you put it on the top of your Facebook page or on a post? Like how do you do that?
Yeah,
Because
just put
I
it
have
in
a
a
lot
post.
of followers, but
Yeah, put it on a post.
okay. Just like and share.
Mhm.
And
Uh-huh.
then any other tricks you guys have found to generate a lot of interest for people to
Do
jump
you have a list of past and present clients?
Mm.
on? I do. Yep.
Right. Okay. So go onto your business page, copy the URL off the top, stick it in an email, and ask people if they will follow you on Facebook. Here's the link. I'm working on growing my business. Don't say trying, because that implies failure.
Yeah.
I am working on growing my business and hoping that, would you like to help me with that and follow me on Facebook? Here's the link.
Perfect. And would at the same time, could you ask for testimonials if anybody's
Absolutely, you
interested
can.
into it?
But you must give them the link to where you want the testimonial. So if you
Okay.
want it on Google, you must give them the Google link.
Okay.
Because if they've
And
got to
if you
find
want,
it, they won't do it.
right. Okay. And can they post testimonials on Facebook? That would
Well,
apply their name. And I'm a nurse as well, so I'm super conscientious about confidentiality. So I almost feel like, and I know it's unethical, but I don't ever want to ask them. So sometimes they'll say things to me and I'll be like, I could make that into a post and post it anonymously. So it's true, but I just don't want, like, I have the double, confidentiality thing.
I
Like
do.
when I meet someone in a store as a nurse, I don't even pretend I know them. So, I'll
I
be like,
get that
oh,
one.
until they say my name, I don't acknowledge.
You can ask, because then it's up to them whether they let their name be seen.
Yeah.
You can also say, if you would like me to change your name, send me a testimonial, and then you can change the name and post it wherever you want it.
Okay.
Apart from Google, you can't stick them in Google, but you could still use it on social media. Just received this lovely message from a client that's done really well. And you can actually take a snapshot of the email, and people, you see this sometimes where they have take a marker pen and cross out the personal details.
Yeah. And I also have a lot of texts from people. Like they'll text me the next day and go, "What did you do?" That kind of thing. Is that pushing a line to ask them if you could share that anonymously or
No, I don't think it is. You can again take a screenshot of that and use that. If you need to ask them, ask them.
I will
If
always.
that probably would be the best thing to do, is to ask them. But if there's no identifying features in it,
Yeah.
it could be cheeky, but if you feel better asking, ask. Because I think that probably
Yeah.
would be the better ways to ask.
Yeah, for sure. Perfect. Thank you very much,
Does that
ladies.
make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah? Is that helpful for everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah? What else did you want to know about? What else did you want to know what to say? What other sorts of posts? Glasses keep slipping down. It's like tumbleweed.
Yeah. Well, I'm starting a new business. I'm just waiting for the fire inspector to come down. I'm risking it in here today. But I guess I could just post that I'm now open. And
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
because I can't put anything, like there's no availability right now unless people contact me and then I'm like, oh yeah, just come over and visit. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Here's the exit. Um, but once it's official, you know, yeah.
I mean, tell
I didn't
people
say
what you're
that on
doing.
social media, by the way.
Do a build
But
up
just
to it. Sorry, Helen.
no, go on.
Just do a build up to it. Something exciting is coming. Do a bit of a build up,
Okay,
and have people thinking, "Oh God, what's going on? What?"
okay,
It keeps people interested, and oh, it's coming soon, and keep your eye out here, and just it makes it a bit more exciting.
perfect. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
And
Do you
don't
guys
forget,
use,
you
what
can
kind of
do
apps do you
videos.
use when you're booking? Do you ever link that?
Sorry, say
Or
again.
how do people contact you? Like in Canada, one of our big one is a Jane app. And so people go on and book through that. But I much prefer the text and the phone calls because then you can get them right away,
Yeah,
What do you guys do for that?
I mm, I don't have well, I do actually. I do have a booking system on my website where you can go on and book a 30-minute appointment, which is a consultation, basically, a free consultation.
Yeah.
After that, if you're booking a session, it's always done directly with me. I have to be honest, I do have a paper diary. I'm
I
a bit of a
actually was
dinosaur.
watching one of your things and you would put that because for me, I'm juggling, like I work full time as a nurse and then I have 24 call shifts. So I'm just trying to like filter people in on my days off. Or
Mm,
like, after work. And you'd posted something about oh, were you highlighted in yellow when you were available? And I'm like, oh my God, that just made my life so easy.
yeah,
Like you're actually, so people, I'm like, oh, I don't know what time, it was super easy.
yeah.
I love your paper. I'm going to paper.
It just, if you highlight your diary when you want to see people, highlight
Yeah,
the times, then it makes it so much easier. It's such a simple thing, but it's such a game changer if you are still
totally.
using paper. But you can do the same thing if you have an electronic calendar. You can equally highlight the color, different colors at different things as well for that, and that will help you with that. But there's nothing wrong with you saying on social media, do you know what? I've got a free appointment next week, or two free appointments next week, Thursday at 2 o'clock and Friday morning at 10 o'clock. If anybody wants it, just let me know.
Hmm.
Beauticians do it, so what's wrong with hypnotherapists doing it?
Yeah.
If you've got a spare slot, say I've got a spare slot, enough time to do a nice relaxation session. It'll cost you this much. Let me know if you want that slot.
Do you guys do relaxation sessions? Like I
I
always
do
think that there's a
actually.
purpose, but what do you market them at? Like a mental massage? What do you market it like?
I call mine tranquil minds.
Tranquil minds, okay?
You can
Yeah.
come and have a tranquil mind session where literally we have a bit of a chit chat for 5 or 10 minutes, and then we do sort of 20 minutes of just total and utter relaxation where I in my words, I waffle on. Sarah, my business coach, has a bit of a meltdown when I say that. She goes, Helen, you do not just waffle, you do a heck of a lot more in that waffle. And I go, I know, but to me, it's basic and simple stuff, but to the person on the receiving end, it's not.
Right. And so what do you do for a relaxation? Do you just do a gray room or a simple beach or what do you do for that? Like what's your MO?
It depends what the client wants.
Mm-hmm.
But these are all things you can talk about on social media. These are things you can create into a post.
Yeah.
Did a wonderful session today, a lovely tranquil mind session today with a beautiful client, and we disappeared off to the Maldives, enjoying the sun. We had a lovely time there in our minds. Where would yours be? Or something along those lines. Where would you like to go? If I could take you anywhere in your mind, where would you go? That could be a great post, because that'll
Yeah.
give you loads of different ideas.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
So
Thank you.
there's lots. At the end of the day, the sky is the limit with your posts. but talk about what you are doing. Talk about the kind of clients you are working with. Obviously, you're not going to give anything personal away. But if somebody's coming to you for a fear of flying, you can bet your bottom dollar there's going to be other people that are equally going, oh my God, I want to book my holiday. I can't book my holiday because I can't get on the plane. Or I've booked my holiday, how the heck am I going to get on the plane?
Yeah.
Maybe that could be your title. I've booked my holiday. How am I going to get on the plane? Exclamation mark. Do a little video.
Yeah.
Videos are brilliant. Yeah. Do short videos. Get yourself into doing them.
Are you guys okay if I follow you guys? To see what you
Yeah.
guys are doing? Is that okay or is that intrusive?
No.
No, I don't.
No.
I
You don't
post
have
every.
one, do you, Michelle?
I don't do it. You're too busy doing everybody else's for them. You don't do your own.
No.
So I look at all of yours, copy, paste, and put it on mine.
Yeah, is that okay? You guys can take mine.
Be free, because
It's all right by me.
yours. I like that idea. Can I just say, Helen, can I just ask one question? The tranquil meditation, I like that idea because it's a quick fix. It's what would you charge that? Wouldn't you charge the normal hypnosis fees for that? That would be on the first step, a smaller fee.
Yeah, I charge. I usually take about 30 to 40 minutes max, so I charge £40 for that.
Okay, thank
Because
you.
for me, it's a no-brainer. To be fair, I use it as a gap filler. If I have a gap somewhere
Yeah.
along the line, I use that as a gap filler. But
Love it.
equally, you can then create a gift certificate and make it a gift. So people can buy gift certificates for that session, for those sessions.
Perfect.
So these are all things you can talk about. New product coming soon, new product. Go on to something like Pixabay or Dreams Time. That's another one where you can get royalty-free pictures. Keep a file on your computer or on your memory stick or whatever device you use of all the pictures you've collected. I've got a huge file now on mine. So every time I get a picture, I just save it in there and I reuse them all. So whenever I want a picture, I go into there and there's usually something I can use and use your own ones as well. But always, always, always remember with social media, my golden rule is this: if you do not want the world and his wife to see it, do not put it out. That's the only rule you need in my book.
Someone suggested to me about collecting all your pictures and your videos and everything and opening your own, just opening a Facebook group, sorry, for yourself and calling it a vault and putting absolutely everything in there. So that if you're doing Facebook, that is, and then use it so that you know what you've used and you can repost.
That's just what I was going to say. It's a really good idea. Maybe every 6 months you can regurg your posts.
Yeah.
Because people forget.
You
just put a different image on with it. Just maybe reword it a couple, tweak it a bit, slightly different.
Yeah.
But you can regurg it. Don't feel you need to constantly create different posts all the time.
But do you think also that not everybody gets to see what you've posted anyhow?
They
So
don't.
I mean, I can't remember how many times they say, is it 7 or 13? I can't remember, but that you need to hit somebody, you need to post it however many times it is.
It's changing all the time. Facebook, it's a nightmare. It's changing all the time. Yeah.
Can I just ask as well? So videos you're saying, which I love, but what about reels? Are they hitting more than videos at the moment?
Yeah.
Oh, Michelle, you better answer that one. I don't know that one.
Yeah, that's one of the big trends now is creating more reels. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's worth having to play around with. Just play with it until you feel comfortable with them.
But if you're doing video in particular, don't forget to share it across other platforms. So don't think you've got to create a new one for YouTube or a new one for TikTok. or Instagram, just send out, repost it to all of those other platforms too.
Are you all on LinkedIn by any chance?
Yeah.
Right. LinkedIn, when you do post on LinkedIn, you can, if you're, you know that you can actually schedule on LinkedIn?
I don't use it a lot, to be honest with you. I think it's more for business.
But you are
to
a business.
Yeah. Oh, fair point.
You are a business.
Yeah.
Get yourself out there. You can schedule
Okay.
on LinkedIn. So if you've got like a spare hour one evening, you can actually go onto LinkedIn as if you're going to post, but you'll see a wee clock. I think it's on the bottom of LinkedIn, on the post or on the top. If you hit the clock, you can actually go in there and you can schedule your posts. So you can schedule a couple of posts just going out a week. But what you can actually do, if you hit on the image that you push into that post, there's a wee pencil to edit it. You can actually tag your friends in on that. So you
Okay.
could tag everybody here, then they will see your post and they will hopefully like it and share it. And that's how you get a community of all of you sharing stuff on for each other.
All right.
That's a fantastic tip.
So it's always, so I've taken all your names. So when I do Helen's, I'm tagging you all in. So so do that for, 2 or 3 posts a week. You just schedule it, and you can do it as well if you're just doing a post. You don't have to schedule it. You can still tag in as long as you hit the small pencil just above where your post is, your image is, and it'll go to a wee person. You'll see tagging and edit and something else, and you just hit the person and you just put in the name who you want to tag in. And if you're all like each other, you'll share it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense to you all?
Yeah.
Yeah. But don't forget, if you want to up your presence on social media, whatever social media that may be, what you need to be is consistent. So if you consistently post on a Monday and a Wednesday, then you need to regularly post on a Monday and a Wednesday, because people will start to look for it. They'll start to go, oh, it's Wednesday. She doesn't, Elaine posts on a Wednesday. So they'll look for it.
Right.
Whatever you decide to do, make sure you do it consistently. But scheduling is the way around. Oh my God, I haven't done. Oh damn it, I've not done my post yet. It's such and such a time. It's normally gone out by now. So if you spend time creating a couple of posts or 2 or 3 posts, you can schedule them to go, so you don't have to worry about it. Okay. But repurpose stuff like Michelle said. See what other people are posting.
Yeah, be nosy. Look at other people's stuff.
I mean, there's stuff that I reposted last week. I think it was somebody put out. I don't think it was your Sally. It was something to do with, I've forgotten what it was now. Something to do with the brain, I think it was. I thought, well, that's a good picture. That's a good post. I'll nick that.
Yeah.
And I shared it.
Yeah.
Because it was of interest to what we're all to do with the brain. And I thought, that's interesting. I'll post that. So I posted it across the social media.
And when you,
always...
sorry, Helen, go ahead.
No, go on.
And when you're posting it, all your followers are then seeing that as well. So that's why try and not try. If you think it's appropriate, if you think it's on right, I like that, it's ideal, post it out, because then all your followers are going to see that as well. And if you do the same, if you do it for them, they should do it the same back for you. So so everybody gets to see each other's stuff, and then you're getting further and further with your reach.
So think about a little bit of education. If there's an article in the paper or on online paper like the Mail, they do a lot of health ones, and you see something in there, you can copy that link. Found this interesting article on the skinny jab, how much people are really losing on this. What do you think? And post the link. Now, I'm pretty sure you can do that. I've done that a couple of times. It
Yeah.
may be that you come across a research paper that's something to do with that you think, actually, this is quite topical at the moment. You got to remember at the moment, because of all think about what is actually going on in the world at the moment. There's a lot of fear with all the shenanigans going on across the world, but in certain parts of it in particular. So people are going to be, or generally speaking, there's going to be a lot of people that are feeling afraid, anxious, stressed, nervous, all of those things. So a post about, do you know what, my top tip is, if you are finding that listening to certain things on the radio, on TV, on social media are making you feel more anxious, why don't you try stepping away from it for a few days and see how you feel? Some of these things, you've got to be careful how you phrase it, and then post something else. This is a top tip for help that I use personally to reduce my own anxiety. Yes, I am just like you. I do feel anxious, even though I'm a therapist. Every now and again, it catches me out. This is what I do to bring my own anxiety down. That could be a nice little video. I go out for a walk in the forest, in the woods, whatever. I take my shoes off and wander around on the grass barefoot, because I know that helps me to feel better. What helps you to feel better? What can you do more of? So you can do a whole series of little tips like that to help people right now if they're feeling anxious with all the stuff that's going on. If you're noticing in your area, your circle, that all people are talking about is weight loss, then do the same, but for weight loss. You know, when you have that sort of 8 o'clock at night craving for that cream cake, that chocolate cake, that slab of chocolate, that this, that, the other, this is how I get round it. Top tip. And just remember, did you know that the brain doesn't know the difference between thirst and hunger? So you're more than likely to be thirsty, not hungry. So have a drink, And if you're thirsty, that craving will disappear. If you're not, then have something else. Preferably not chocolate or cake or biscuits or sweets, don't want that sugar up. It could be that you do a post on how long it takes the body to digest all that food. So if you're eating late at night, that food just turns to fat on your body, because the digestive system has stopped working. So it just stores it all as fat. There could be lots of things like that. But don't forget to add some personal stuff in so people get to know you as a person as well. Has that given you all lots of different ideas of things to post?
Yeah.
Hopefully it has.
Fantastic, Helen.
Good.
Fantastic. And I tell you,
Good.
my biggest takeaway was when you said it's sometimes a slow burner, because it really is. It's sometimes it's quite demoralizing that that I'm posting and things, and I think, oh, these are really good posts, and then there's nothing. I'm getting nothing back, crickets. And then suddenly, one will just take off, and you're just thinking, wow. So yeah, it is about the long haul rather than
it is.
overnight.
But equally, look at the ones that are taking off and getting the furthest reach, and look at it. What is it you've done in that post? What is that post about? Is it because you've done a video? Now, Michelle and I have done a lot of analysis over the years. And bless her heart, Michelle, she's very patient. And without a doubt, the ones that take off are the ones where I've done a video. 90% of the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
They don't have to be long.
No.
If you can keep a video to sort of under a minute or a minute and 30 seconds kind of time, you'll hit the sweet spot.
Yeah.
But you know, then you can post that same one on YouTube. That'll get possibly put in as a short. You can post it on TikTok, you can post it on Instagram, you can post it on LinkedIn.
Yeah. On Reels on Facebook and your story.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So you do one video and it can go 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 different places, if not 5, maybe even more.
Do any of you actually schedule on Facebook?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you'll get an idea. Sometimes it'll tell you when the best time is to post.
Oh, I haven't actually even thought about looking at that. Duh.
Sometimes you
Oh.
have to dive into the analytics
Ah,
on in
yeah.
Meta. I don't like doing that, as Michelle knows, but we have to sometimes.
Oh yeah, yeah, we do.
Because it does tell you, and it will show you what posts just completely bomb out.
Yeah.
Okay, it may just be that you've
Okay.
not picked the right timing.
Yeah,
Maybe another
Yeah.
month's time, that post will absolutely fly.
yeah.
Maybe you need to change a few words,
Ah.
maybe you need to change a picture.
Right.
And if you're not sure what the best times are, just Google it. What's the best times to
Yeah.
post on Facebook in the UK on a Tuesday or a Thursday, and it'll pop up and it'll give you an idea.
Yeah,
Wow.
because Google
Okay.
knows everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, any more questions?
Can you just, sorry, you know that you were saying swap the way you post around. So, and you gave the example for the weight loss. Can you just repeat that one? Sorry, I just couldn't get it into my brain. It was something about not, you lose it can be around your body, but not around your mind. But then I missed
Oh, yeah.
the last bit.
Please, you
Sorry.
finally got there. So if you are at the moment, and I've had this with quite a few therapists over the last sort of month, 2 months,
Yeah.
because there's a lot of hype, isn't there, about the skinny jab at the moment.
Yeah.
The actual skinny jab, at the
Oh,
moment. And they go,
yeah.
oh yeah, but we're doing hypnosis and everybody's into the skinny jab. That's fine. So
Yeah.
flip your message around, because the actual physical jab is dealing with just the weight loss. It's not dealing with the mindset. So flip it
Right.
around to say, well, you might be having the skinny jab, but if you want to sort out your mind so that your mind and your body are in line with the weight you've lost, then come and see me.
Ah, okay, I get it.
Because we work on the mindset. The jab doesn't work on the mindset, it just works on the body.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Just
I
reduces
get
the
it.
appetite down.
Yeah, turn it around. Okay,
So
thank you.
flip it around. When you come across things like that send you a wobble, and I understand that. It's the oddest of things sometimes that will set me off on a
yeah.
and I'm going, what the hell? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? I have to settle down. Hang on a second. How can I turn this around to be useful for what we do, or for what I do, or for how you do things?
Yeah, brilliant.
We all do get overwhelmed.
Yeah,
We do.
We do, because I can be the same when you've got so many social media clients and you're trying to work from one, and there's times I'm screaming, texting you saying help.
We do that a lot sometimes.
We do, don't we?
We do.
So it
But
is normal. It is normal.
yeah, it is. And when you're in those times where you feel completely overwhelmed, now, Debbie, you may know, Marie, you should know one thing. Just do one thing. Just
Right.
stop and say
breathe.
to yourself, I'm going to do one thing apart from breathe. Well, after breathing.
Oh,
That's always useless to breathe, by the way. What one thing on your to-do list can you do? Because sometimes it's a case of They're all big things on my list and I can't do any of them right now. So, okay, so what is the one thing that you can do? I can reply to Debbie's email. Great, do that. And I'm telling you this because I've been there. I only tell you things that I've actually been and experienced myself, which is why I know how it feels. I can write an email to Debbie. So I'll write that email to Debbie and I'll send it off and I'll go, oh, that doesn't feel quite so bad, does it? Oh, I just do one more thing. Oh, I'll write an email to Jeanette now. Oh, I feel quite good now, Jeanette. Oh, this is really cool. Off Jeanette gets another one. Then I think, oh, right, well, maybe I can do, oh, I've had an idea. I can do a post on social media. Oh, I'll just do a post on social media. So it builds up and your motivation starts to come back. Your confidence starts to come back and you start moving forward again. So when you're in that panic, well, not panic, that's probably not quite the right phrase. When you're in that funk, let's call it a funk, where your motivation is still in bed, nowhere near, it's still in bed, not even near you at all. One thing, if you really can't do one thing, and I had a day like this last week where I could not for the life of me walk in the office, could not sit here. Thought, right, I'm going to go, and we've been redecorating the living room, so I thought, right, I'm going to go downstairs and I'm going to pull some more wallpaper off and I'm going to just do a bit of painting because that's what I felt I could do. By lunchtime, I was cooking on gas again, because sometimes you've got to listen to yourself, to your own body, your own energy levels, and go with what you need to do. By doing that, you get out of that funk quicker. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then by the afternoon, I'd spent 2 or 3 hours at the desk carrying on with what in my head I should have done in the morning. But I would never have done it in the morning, and it would have been total tosh if I had have done. I know that's not about social media, but it's all about you. And it may be, you know, if you have your phone and you have the apps on your phone, you can do a quick post while you're out. Because when you get out in the fresh air, and I know Debbie, oh my God, envy. Debbie lives near the beach in Cornwall. So she can go off to the beach and restore herself. But once you get in that fresh air and that motion, and you've been there for about 10 minutes or more, your brain starts to unfreeze and you go, oh, I could do a quick post about that. Let's stop here. Let's do a quick video instead. You're done. Done. Sorted. Gone. Do you see what I mean? How you can utilize lots of different things that can become a post. There was something I used to do. I don't know why I stopped, actually, to be fair, because I quite enjoyed it. It was before COVID, so we're going back at least 5 years. I decided this one February. It was sugar-free February, I think. I don't know if they still do it. And I decided that I was going to do sugar-free February to raise money for a local charity. And I decided, because I was doing this, I don't cook, right? Most of you know this. I'm not a fan of cooking. So, but anyway, I decided I was going to do some sugar-free cooking recipes. So I bought a book. I found loads of different recipes. So I'd have my iPad propped up by my cooker, right? I'd get everything out and chop it all up and have it all ready to go. And I'd just press play and record. I think I actually did it live sometimes. And I was just chatting away while I was cooking about God knows what. But it was actually really good. But it was, even my son texted me one day, he went, Mum, you are so funny. I wasn't quite sure how to take that one. But the point is, it got a lot of engagement. And I don't actually know why I stopped. I probably should have carried it on. But either way, it was more engaging. You know, I talked about the mindset. I talked about the different bits. Oh, I'm putting this in and trying this. No idea what this is like. Because my style of cooking is very much, what have we got free? What's available? Let's chuck everything in. There's no recipe. There's no thought of, well, not necessarily concentrated thought. It's just, we'll see if that works. In it goes, and just to chuck it in type, which annoys a lot of people, my daughter in particular. But again, it's something that will engage people. Do you see what I mean? I'm not saying not suggesting that you should do that. I'm just saying, think about some things that you do that actually people are interested in the I was going to say the oddest of things, but people are often interested in things that you don't think they would be. So for instance, there's a guy on YouTube that talks about orchids. I'm like, who watches that? I watch the occasional one because I have orchids, but who watches that? He has got hundreds of thousands of followers, subscribers on YouTube. Go figure. You know, strangest of things. It may be there's some quirky little hobby you have. Video it. Do a little video about it. Show people what you're doing. It may be, let's say you make you get those, I don't even know if you can still get these. There's little wooden dolly pegs. And you create little dolls out of them. Do a video about it. This is very good for giving to a child to give their worries to the doll. It's a worry doll. Actually comes from Guatemala. All sorts of things can become something for social media. So I suppose what the message really is think further afield and out of the box of that. It's got to be a post about something. Yeah, it does have to be about something, but that something doesn't need to be deep and meaningful. It can be something simple. I've got blue tits in my garden nesting. That could be a post. And I do actually have blue tits in the garden. Not sure if they're nesting yet. They still keep coming in and out. But that in itself could be a post. Do you see? People at the moment quite often need something nice to see. And Facebook in particular likes nice. The more smiley faces you have in a picture, the more blue sky and green grass you have in a picture, sunglasses, toys, fun toys, you know, like a ball, like a ship, those sorts of things in your picture. And I'm assuming it's the same. Facebook will let it go further because it's happy. If you have a very dark picture, so for instance, I'm picking on Michelle. So Michelle's picture there, if she was to put that particular picture on now, it probably wouldn't go very as far as it would do if it was like Jeanette's, because she's got lots of flowers here. It's bright, it's cheerful. Michelle's is quite dark because of her lighting. So think about what colours or what is in the picture. Does that make sense? Yeah, we could go a heck of a lot deeper, but I think that's probably enough for tonight. Is there any other questions anybody would like to ask before we finish? No? Okay, let me just stop the recording. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Well, joining me and Michelle tonight, ladies.
Thank you, Helen. It was
Thank you very
amazing.
much.